seated today. And I want you to take your legs out a little bit wider than your hips. Just start moving side to side, knees one way and the other way. Move into that breath. Exhale, twist. Inhale on the rotation. Good. 2 more each way, and then we're just gonna stay to one side, and we're gonna do a few little leg lift things. All right, and the next time that you're over to your left side, take your right leg and just little lifts with this back right leg. Go ahead and place your hands right out in front of you. Your knees just resting on the floor. You can take it back slightly for a deeper stretch, maybe even a little bit deeper. Just little pulses up with that back leg. Stretching out, good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna lean forward onto our forearms. Okay, just stretch and bend. Stretch that leg all the way out and bend. Get that knee off the ground if you can. Look down onto the ground, stretch and bend. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, keep this leg long and little pulses back toward your seat bones. Pulse back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're going to take it all the way back as far over to the left side as you can. Little knee toes over to that side. Stay here onto your forearms and just stretch out into a pigeon pose. Start shifting so that you can position your hips in the same direction. We're just going to breathe here. About 10 deep breaths. You get low if it's comfortable for you. You could also put a block under your hip on that left side if you need to. And stretch out a little bit before we start getting really going. Good, one more deep breath here. And on your exhalation, place those hands under your ribs and rock yourself back onto your seat bones. Take those legs back out a little bit wider than our hips. And we're gonna go back into those twists and then do the same thing on the other side. So just warm up, twisting. My hips are really tight, I think, for my classes, because I've only been doing my classes. So I don't know if you guys have tight hips, but this is gonna help loosen them up. Good, 2 more each side. And then the next time that you're over to that right side, stay there, shift your weight forward a little bit. See if you can take that back left knee just a little bit back behind you, a little bit more. And then just start with those pulses up. Pulse up, that back leg. Good. Keep going. Another 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now shift onto your forearms. Try to bend and lengthen. Bend and lengthen. Use your toe onto the ground if you need to. It might be that your hip is more tight on one side than the other. Good. Another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then the next time that leg is long, keep it long. See if you can float it up and pulse it over to the right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now come into that full pigeon. Put a block under your right hip if you need to. Take that left leg over to the right side. Start getting low at your own comfort level and just breathe here about 5 deep breaths. Good, maybe shift it over just a little bit more, 2 more deep breaths. Breathe into it. And on your exhalation, place those hands under your rib cage, curl the toe back behind you, and come find a plank position. Now, while you're in this plank, I want you to think about your hands under your shoulders. We're gonna squeeze the elbows in toward the rib cage, and then lift up, lower your hips down, lift up through the chin, deep breath in, and then exhale back into that plank line and repeat. Squeeze the elbows in toward the rib cage, lower down, come back up, hold that plank, lower your hips and your knees down, and find a cobra or an up dog. Keep repeating this rhythm, holding that plank, lower down with control, plank line, cobra or up dog. Make sure you breathe through this while you're in this. Take your time, go nice and slow. When you lower your hips down, you have the option to point your toes, and you can come up as high or as low as you want. Just keep moving through this. Move through that breath. Don't worry about how many you're doing. Just focus on your form when you're doing it. Good, try to take one more round. And then we're gonna meet in cobra pose or up dog. The only difference is your hips are off the ground if it's up dog. All right, and then we're just gonna lower the upper body down and up. If you haven't already, make sure your toes are pointed. Lower down, press it up with control. Squeeze those elbows in toward the ribs. You should be feeling engagement here through the triceps and stretching out through the abdominal muscles. Exhale when you lower down. Inhale when you press it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. 1, and then curl your toes, press back into a downward facing dog, and walk your dog. Take your time shifting from one side to the other, moving through the hips, breathe through it, put that chin into your chest, widen your fingers, open up through your shoulders, and just breathe. Good, yeah, make it feel good for you. Keep that back nice and straight. Keep sending all of your weight towards your seat bones. And now we're gonna start walking our feet out a little bit wider than our hips. Take your elbows with your hands, thread through your legs as far as you can go, and then round up vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way up, and then pressing your hips forward, lean back. Oh yes. Maybe you get a nice back crack in there, and just repeat it. Think of a cat-cow type of motion as you round and arc through that spine, going through and up. Maybe you're starting to notice where you're feeling a little bit more tension from whatever it is, just the week, some workouts before today. Good. One more round, up and down, and then we're gonna end down and start taking some twist stretches. So the next time that you're forward, stay here, see if you can reach your right hand on your left ankle, and then bring that left arm all the way up. If you wanted to, if you had a weight, hold on to the weight with your left hand. And your right hand is just hugging onto your ankle, whatever's more comfortable for you, whether it's on the back of your ankle or toward the front. Good, just stay here and breathe, stretch out. Option to really stretch that arm in whatever way feels good. If you have that weight, be mindful. The weight's just gonna help deepen your stretch. Good, another 3, 2, and 1. Now slowly, very slowly, switch sides. If you do have that weight, just switch hands and hug onto your right ankle with your left hand. And that right arm is stretching all the way up with that option to reach it back behind you. 5 deep breaths here. Okay, thank you, Bruiser. It's okay. It's the mailman. Bruiser. Another 3. Chris, do you want to take my dog to training too? 2, I think they're maybe too old for it. And 1, now slowly unwind. You can just set the weight to the side for right now. Hands come under your shoulders. Start bending your knees out and then sit back in toward your seat bones and then rock it right back up. Press. So we're gonna prepare your hips, prepare your shoulders. We're gonna come into a crow pose in a moment here. Just start rocking back in toward those seat bones. See if you can lift up your hands and then back down. Good, those legs are nice and wide. Rock back, bend those knees, use your elbows to press. See if you can lift up your hands. Another 5. Good. 4. This is where you can find your adjustment. 3 with the right distance. 2, okay, and the next time that we're having all of our weight onto our feet, just stay here. Press your palms together. Open up through the hip flexors. Widen those knees, adjust as needed. Maybe you want to bring your heels in just a little bit. You could also sit onto a block here. Press those hands together, open up through the chest, and then just start looking side to side if that's comfortable for you, or you can stay looking straight in front. Good, another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna just place our hands right in front of us. Start shifting all of your weight onto your forearms. See if you can lift up one foot off the ground, and then maybe your other foot. Just look at something on the ground that's not moving. Take your time here. Shift the weight all the way onto your hands at your own availability. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now shift your weight back onto your feet. Go ahead and find your weights if you have some. Just a lighter set of weights, really super light. We're gonna come all the way up, standing position, top of your mat. Reach your arms all the way up. Lean back as you press your hips forward. Make sure those weights are not too heavy. And then we're just gonna slowly come down, hands under your shoulders, either step or jump into a plank line. Hold your plank line for just a moment here. We're gonna shift all of our weight over to the left side. Bring one weight up, side plank. Good, and slowly lower down. Find that plank line again. Shift all of your weight over to the other side, side plank. Come back into that plank line. Slowly lower down, hug those elbows in towards your ribs. Press up into that baby cobra, cobra or up dog, deep breath. Exhale, curl your toes, downward facing dog. If you want to, just take your hands off of the weights, just so you can get nice and deep in that down dog. Breathe here, 5 breaths. And then we're gonna take some warrior poses with the weights. So tuck that chin into your chest, open up those shoulders, straighten out your back. Breathe deep into this. Good, one more deep breath. On your exhalation, grab those weights if you let go, if you had already let go, if you let go of them, and step your left foot forward. Take your right foot out to an angle, and then slowly round up, vertebrae by vertebrae, holding onto those weights. Bring your arms all the way up. Adjust your stance so that you can have your hip bones in line with each other, both pointing straight forward. We're gonna reach it all the way back, deep breath in. And on your exhalation, shift into your warrior 2. So your hips are gonna open up. Your arms may be holding the weights, maybe not. If you are holding the weights, make sure that you can still keep your arms straight. If you can't keep your arms straight, then your weights are too heavy. And just gaze forward here and breathe. Keep opening up those shoulders. 3 more deep breaths. We're looking forward, and then we're gonna place our palms facing upward. 2. Good, 1 more deep inhalation here. On the exhalation, shift so your palms face up. Feel that stretch deepen. If you have the weights, it's really taking that stretch to another level. Shift even lower if it's comfortable for you. Take that back arm, stretch it even farther back. Good, another 3 deep breaths. And the exhalation bends your front left elbow. The right arm is gonna stretch all the way out to the side. Woo, I'm feeling tension here from yesterday. I think we did some flies. I'm feeling that right now. Stretch it out. Stretch out through the chest, through the arms. Good, 3 more deep breaths. And on your exhalation, slowly lower this right arm down. You can hold on to that weight, or you can place your hand on a block or onto the mat. And we're just gonna twist with the left arm up. Breathe here, stretch it out. Good, 1 more deep breath in. On the exhalation, slowly lower down. You can take those weights out of the way if you want, or hold on to them as you point your back foot forward and step into a plank line. Hold this plank line. Breathe. This part, if you have the weights, it's not really benefiting you unless you have wrist issues that might help. So feel free to place those palms flat onto the ground. Hold that plank line, another 3 deep breaths. On the exhalation, slowly lower down, elbows to the ribs, point your toes, press into a cobra or an up dog. Stretch out those abdominal muscles. 3 more deep breaths here. Take your time to just really lengthen those abdominal muscles. This is going to help tone. And it also squeezes your organs, especially in the back. Drink some water after yoga. 2 and 1. Exhale, curl those toes. Come into your down dog. We have 5 deep breaths here. And then we're going to do our other side. Keep opening up through the shoulders, straightening your back. All of that weight goes in toward the heels. Good. On the exhalation, step your right foot forward, take that left foot out to an angle. If you have those weights, go ahead and pick them up. Come into that warrior 1 position. Holding those weights, stay here, breathe. Good, 1 more deep breath. On the exhalation, come into the warrior 2, right arm forward, left arm back. Palms facing down, look forward. Open up through those hips, stack those shoulders right on top of the hips. And maybe even pull that back arm back just a little bit. Try to keep your arms straight here. Keep pointing the front knee in the direction of the pinky toe. Good, 2 more deep breaths, and then we're gonna bring our palms facing up. And then just rotate your wrists so that those palms can face up. Keep breathing. 5 more deep breaths. On your exhalation, bend this right elbow. Stretch your left arm all the way out to the other end of the room. Breathe. Woo, feels good. Stretch it out. Good, really reach. 2 more deep breaths. On the exhalation, gently unwind, placing your left hand onto either the mat or a block, or you can hold on to the weight, and then just rotate, stretching out the right arm, gently twisting your back foot. Go ahead and pivot so it's pointing in the same direction of your knee. Good, 3 more deep breaths. And the exhalation slowly unwinds. Just take both weights out of the way. Place both hands under your shoulders. Step into that plank line. We're gonna take a few serrated push-ups while we're here to really strengthen through those shoulders. So make sure you're nice and grounded. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together. Open up. Squeeze and open. We're gonna go for 10. 9, take your time, isolate, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place the knees onto the ground. little bit wider than your hips, start moving through the cat-cow. If you want an added challenge, curl your toes and start floating those knees off the ground. This is gonna force you to engage all of those muscles that are supporting you. And you don't have to just go forward and back. You could also go side to side. Good, 5 more deep breaths, just moving through this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now step your right foot back forward. Pick up those weights if you have them. Left foot, take it out to an angle. We're gonna round up vertebrae by vertebrae, coming back into a warrior 1 type position. And just take your arms straight out to the side of you with your palms facing down. We're gonna gently twist. Take your time, like you're going from a warrior to propeller type position. Those palms are still facing down. If you have weights, your arms are feeling this. Good, twist, 5. Let those hips move, 4. 3. 2. 1, and then we're just gonna stay forward. Bring your arms all the way up, palms touch, and then open up, arms out to the side. This time your palms are going to be facing up. Palms touch, and then out into that T position. Touch, and out, stretch. Every time that you come out, good, another 5, 4, reach, good, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower all the way down. That toe is going to start pointing forward. Start walking your hands all the way over to the outside. So your leg is on the right, and then you're moving over to the left. We're gonna take a few of these, using our leg to support us, walking all the way out to the side, and then back towards your leg. Walk it out, and back to the center. Your back leg is lifted, your knee at least is, and that toe is curled behind you on that left side. Good. About 3 more. 3, 2. All right, and then come bring it back to center so that your arms are, your shoulders and your hands are right in line with each other. Check it. All right, that back toe staying curled, and bend those elbows. Lower down and up. Little push-up type positions. Knee stays lifted off the ground. Plug those hands into the ground. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we're going to keep those arms straight. Shift all of your weight back onto that left leg. Right leg extends all the way up. Pulse up that right leg. All of your weight is on the left side. Plug into that heel on the left. Pulse it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Find a down dog. Just walk it out. Tuck your chin into your chest. Breathe. Move side to side. Good. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to step the other side forward. For me, it's my left. Pick up those weights if you have some. Actually, find my weights. All right, and then those arms are coming out to a T. Palms just face down, and we're rotating. Side to side, hips. Core tight. Arms are nice and straight. Those palms facing down. Arms out to a T, good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now come back to the T position. Rotate so your arms or your palms are facing up. We're reaching, palms touch, and then back out to that T position. Palms touch and T. Draw that belly in. Straight arms. If you have weights, should feel challenging, but not so challenging that you can't do it. So you adjust your weights as needed. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now slowly come down to the ground. Point your, let the weights go. Point that back toe forward. Maybe adjust your stance so you're a little bit deeper. And we're walking our hands out to the right and back to center. Out to the right, back to center. Loosening up those hips. Take it over to the right and back to center, good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, all right, 1 more, and 1. Now bring those hands right under your shoulders, adjust as needed. And those little elbow bends, really getting deep in that stretch. Through the hips. Good, another 10, 9, 8, keep going. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to just take this leg all the way back, adjust as needed. Little pulses up in a 3-legged dog. Good, pulse it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk it out. Stretch it out, breathe. Move through the hips. Straighten out the back. Good. Another 2 more deep breaths. And then we're gonna come into that cat-cow with the option to hover your knees. 2 and 1. Now just lower those knees down. If you want to, float them off the ground and then round and arc. Round and arc for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to step just our right foot forward, stay low. This left knee is just going to float off the ground, and then little pulses up. With that left knee barely touching and then stretching up. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now step both feet all the way up. Round all the way into a mountain pose. Reach your arms up. All the way back. Slowly lower down. Step back into that tabletop. See if you can float. Stay here. Round and arc. Round and arc. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Now step that other foot forward. Remember which side it was. And then those little pulses, make sure you're doing your other side. Little pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up all the way under your hip bones. And then slowly round up into that mountain pose. Reach those arms. Stretch it back. Good. Swan dive all the way back down. Bend your knees. Get yourself into a nice little tight ball. Just as if we were on the floor. Stretch out your back. And then forward fold. Hug it in, tight little ball. And then straighten out your legs, forward fold. Should feel like a nice stretch through your back. Maybe you can get a little bit deeper every time that you forward fold. For 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, we're gonna stay in that forward fold. Stay here, hug onto your legs. How deep can you go? Should feel really good. Stretching out your hamstrings, stretching out your back. Reaching your nose towards your knees. Breathe for 5, 4, 3. Go even deeper. Good. 2. And 1. Place those hands back onto the ground. Lower your knees down. Find that tight little ball. Maybe even come up a little bit closer towards your mat. So I want you to have some room to roll back. And we're just gonna try to float our hands off of the ground. Maybe even extend them out or keep them tight. Make sure you have some clearance behind you. And then rock back, lift up the hips. See if you can come all the way back up. Into that forward fold. Round it up. Reach it back. Ooh, yes. Forward fold down. Crouch nice and low. Make yourself into a tight little ball. Have some clearance behind you. Rock those hips up. And then all the way back up. Into the forward fold. and round up. If you need to use your hands to help you come up. Good. Let's go about 2 more. Focusing on balance, strength. Good. Feel free to use your hands if you need to. This is all about our own practice. As you practice this, you'll get more control. Good. And then we're just going to start kneading onto our back. Next time that you're on your back, try to take that hip lift and then just stay here with your legs up. Hold on to just your right leg. For a little extra core, let that left leg hover down and then point your toe, little gentle pulses with your right leg pulsing in. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and flex your foot. See if you can hold your pinky toe with your opposite hand. So if you're with me, it's right pinky toe, left hand. If you need to get a towel or a strap here, gently press onto your leg as long as it's not on your knee. Stretch out through the hamstrings, maybe even give yourself a nice massage. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take it into a quick spinal twist. Bend this knee, and then make sure that your shoulders stay grounded. Stretch that opposite arm out and just gently press onto your knee with your opposite hand. So your right arm is teed out with your palm facing up, and your left hand just gently pressing on to the right knee at your own comfort. Spine is nice and long. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Bring that knee back into your chest and switch sides. Take your left leg, let the right leg either go long on the mat or just hover. Point your toe on that left side and gentle little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex your foot. See if you can hold on to your pinky toe with your opposite hand. If you need to, grab that strap or the towel and gently press either above or below your knee with your forearm. Breathe here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend this knee and gently just take it over to the right side, making sure that your shoulders stay grounded. Use a block if you need to. And at your own comfort, you could gently press onto the leg to deepen that stretch. Good. 3, 2, and 1. That's a really good low back stretch. Gently bring it back to center. Knees into your chest. Take a few rock and rolls, and then we'll end it with a teaser. Good. And the next time that you come in that balanced position, start trying to stretch out your legs if you can. Open up through your chest. Straighten out through your spine. If you can, Take those hands away. Hold. Good. Good. Hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, you guys. Namaste.